It's Saturday morning. My kids, the oldest is about 6, 4, something like that. I was pregnant with the youngest one, and my husband had gone out hunting with some buddies that morning. Well, here he comes in the door with about 10 squirrels holding on to him by the tail, and he walks in and throws them into the sink. Guess what? He expected me to clean his catch for the day. So I'm sort of looking, the kids are excited. They've never seen 10 dead squirrels in one place before. And they climb up on the table, on the chairs around the sink, and they're all excited and they just want to see what's going to happen next. So I'm going to talk about the 12 steps of preparing squirrels for dinner. Okay, the first step, once they got situated, I put on my apron and I got out my knives and I sharpened them up, because you really want a sharp knife if you're going to be skinning some squirrels. And I got out my big turkey roaster and I filled half of it with ice water, and I filled the other half I set to the side, because that's where the blood and the guts were going to go as I was cleaning these squirrels. The third step is you lay the squirrel on its back on the cutting board, and you take the knife right in underneath the chin here, and you slit the insides all the way down from the neck all the way down to the tail. All right. The fourth step is a hard one. You have to sort of open the squirrel up a little bit and reach your hand in to get the entrails and pull them out. Now, they are sort of in a membrane, and if you do it right, everything comes out together. You can just toss it into the bucket. You don't want to do it wrong, because then you get blood and guts everywhere, and you might have to throw away the squirrel because you don't know what kind of bacteria or something that's been all over it. Then you have to take off its jammies. That's what I told the kids the next step is you have to take off its jammies. Do you know, you have that little baby in those terry cloth sleepers, they're just sort of all shoved in there, and you have to sort of open it up and reach in and grab that little fat leg and begin pulling it out and pulling it out until the leg and the foot pops out of it. Well, that was step 5. Now you have to repeat that for all of the other limbs. Reach in and pull it out. And as you pull it out, the feet come with it, but the rest of the skin is laying there on the bottom. You do the arms, and they're a little bit easier after you get the skin loosened up a little bit. So step 7, you have to snap the head of the squirrel off at the neck, and then you can hold it up and you have the head and the whole body, all of the skin, the fur hanging off on one piece, and there in front of you is this naked little squirrel. So next step, step 8, you turn the water on and you begin washing them off, getting rid of what little blood there is, because you were good at getting the entrails out, and you scrub it off to get any hair off of the skin, because you don't want to end up eating squirrel hair later on. And then you have to start massaging it, because you have to find all those little buckshots that are stuck throughout the skin of the squirrel, So make sure you get all of them, because you don't want to bite into buckshot when you're eating squirrel. It could break a tooth. So then you take and you put it into the salted ice water. And we were always told that when you put them in the water, that helps to get all the wild out of the whatever game that you're cleaning up with. So step 10, you have your blood and guts bucket. You have to go through that blood and gut bucket and get out all the hearts and all the livers. So you're in there digging in the bucket, okay, there's 10 squirrels, there should be 10 hearts in here, or 10 livers. And as you're pulling them out and setting them aside, because that's one of the best part of the squirrel, is eating the liver and the hearts, right? Of course. So you put them in the bucket with the cold water as well. Now you have to clean up the entire work area. Step 11, clean everything up, and you pull each one out of the ice water one at a time, and you use your knife to quarter them. And about half of them you will put in the freezer for another day. But now it's time for step 12 as you prepare those little buggers to eat. You dip them in flour and salt and pepper and throw them in a skillet, with just a little bit of oil, and you fry them up nice and brown. You throw about 2 cups of water in the pot so that they begin to make kind of a gravy on top. You've got your mashed potatoes cooking, and there you have your squirrel gravy and your mashed potatoes, and your dinner's already. 12 steps on how to cook a squirrel and clean a squirrel and get rid of all those blood and guts.